Alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salam ala rasulillah. Amma ba'd. The question is asking here, I had an erotic dream and I saw things and I woke up wet, but I'm not sure if I ejaculated. Now here we have a number of rulings. The first ruling is that we know from the Quran and the Sunnah is that if a person has ejaculated, whether they've been alone with their partner or whether it's a dream like this, then it becomes wajib for them to wash themselves. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, إِن كُنْتُمْ جُنُبًا فَاتَّحَّرُوا. If you are impure, then you need to wash yourself by purifying yourself. In the hadith of Salama, this is in Bukhari and Muslim, she said that if a person, Inna Allah la yastahi min al-haq, she says, Allah is not shy from explaining the truth. If a woman has a wet dream, does she need to perform ghusl? Salama is saying to the Messenger of Allah, he said, Na'am, إِذَا رَأَتِ الْمَاءِ, if she sees water, meaning if she has ejaculated. So now we learn, and this is the basic here, which is the foundation of what we're trying to establish, is that if the person has ejaculated, then it becomes wajib for them to wash themselves, to make ghusl. But if a person has a wet dream and they have not ejaculated, then we will say that because there's been no ejaculation, there is no ghusl upon that person. Why? Because the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he said, as we've seen from this narration, Naam, you do perform the ghusl as long as you know that you have ejaculated, as long as you see the wetness. But the issue here now is that wetness could be anything. And this is where the scholars have differed. If you wake up and you have found some wetness, but you are not sure if that is money, if that is semen or not, what do you do? First scenario, you can smell it, you can feel it, you know that it is money, then there is no difference of opinion between the ulama, that ghusl becomes wajib. The person smells it and feels it and now is certain that this is not money, maybe it is sweat, maybe it is something else, then it is nothing. There's no ruling connected to that. It could even be urine. So there are rulings connected to it, but you understand that this is not the money that we were looking for, right? So this is not the semen that we were looking for. The third scenario is if a person doesn't know. Now this is where the scholars have differed. Some of them have said the fact that the person has seen a wet dream, ghusl now becomes wajib. Because linguistically in the Arabic language, a wet dream is known as an ihtilam. And ihtilam is where a person sees something which arouses them, this is linguistically meaning here, and from it produces money, ghaliban, most of the time. So they have said, most of the time, if you've seen some wetness and you know that you've seen an erotic dream, that will now automatically take the ruling of it being money and semen, so you must do ghusl. Others from the ulama, and this is the view of the Hanabila, it's also the view of Ibn Taymiyyah and others, they have said, no, it depends. And this has also been mentioned by Nawawi and others as well. It depends. You have to inspect. Now, if you've inspected and you are not sure, you know that you've seen the wet dream, but you are not sure if this wetness is actually money, then they have said, no, it's not money. Because you need to be certain that this takes the ruling of it being money. Well, what evidence have you got to say that this is semen? Therefore, there's been a difference in the way that we would have a conclusion from this. Ibn Taymiyyah says, no, then you would treat it as madhi. Madhi is now the substance that comes pre-climax. So he says, no, that is najis, you need to wash it off, but there's no ghusl upon you. You do istinja for yourself, you wash it off from your bedding, etc., and you do wudu. And for me that seems to be the stronger opinion. Unless we are certain that it's not money or madhi, and we know that it is something else. Therefore, this now goes into another principle which we don't have the time to discuss right now, which is that a person must act upon what he is certain. Al-yaqeen la yazul bil-shakk. Certainty is not removed with doubt. So if you have woken up, you are certain that you've seen a dream, but are you certain that you've ejaculated? Certainty in front of you tells you there's no semen. So that doubt is not removed with the element of you saying, well, I saw a dream. No. But others have said, no, al-yaqeen is that you saw the wet dream. That means this now is in front of us, yaqinan, that this is now semen, and that semen is not removed with doubt, because you're now saying, well, is it semen or not? They will say, no, we'll treat it as semen. So this is where the principle is being activated from two different viewpoints from the scholars. So for me, I would say the yaqeen is that, and the asl and the origin is that you have not ejaculated semen. Yes, you may have seen something, you may have even, heard something. People get aroused in different ways, but that doesn't necessarily mean that leads to ejaculation. Hence, the Messenger of Allah ﷺ's understanding of the statement of his statement here, Na'am idha ra'at al-ma, as long as you are certain that you have seen semen, then it becomes wajib upon you. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that He gives us fiqh of the religion and He gives us purification in every aspect of the word. هذا والله أعلم وصلى الله على محمد.